everyone, and thanks so much for joining me for episode 159 of Disney Jeopardy. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri. I've got a loaded game for you guys today. We're talking movies, we're talking theme parks, and we're talking one of the most iconic TV shows in not just Disney Channel history, but dare I say it, television history. Yeah, it's celebrating its 20th anniversary in 2026, but we'll get to that in a second. First off, if you tuned in last week, then you know Final Jeopardy was about Raya and the Last Dragon, which means for the first time in Disney Jeopardy history, Raya will be getting her own category. And with that, we take a look at the board to see what's joining the 2021 film. This episode, the most magical game show on Earth. And there is that iconic TV show, Hannah Montana. It's its own category as well. The third category is titled The Other Characters. That's followed by our theme park one, which is One Park Agendas. And finally, what did the Club DJ members choose for this week's episode? They chose Slaps. 48% of the vote goes to the winner. In second place is Just Keep Swimming, 20% less, which is interesting because in last week's Club DJ poll, they were neck and neck. This week, not so much. Putting on a face of makeup comes in last. Come on, guys. I said it was going to be a good category, but yes, no one agreed with me. And with that, it is now time for the easiest round of the game, the cupcake round. I'll ease you players into the trivia before pulling out the rug from under you and watching your confidence diminish. Here's your first clue from Raya and the Last Dragon. After Kamandra separated, the newly formed 5 lands were all named after parts of a dragon. You've got Fang, Spine, Talon, Tail, and this 5th one, home to Raya. At the start of the film, Raya calls Heart her home.
Okay, so here's the sitch. After the gem broke, each piece was taken by one of the chiefs of the 5 lands. Fang, Heart, Spine, Talon, and Tail.
And a quick note about Raya before we move on. It's better than I remember. It's pretty good. I don't love any of the characters, but I also don't hate any of the characters. And as a certified hater of specific Disney characters, that's saying something. So I gave Raya an 80 out of 100 for those keeping track at home. We move on. First clue from Hannah Montana. Finish the lyrics. There's always going to be another blank. Those lyrics come from the song The Climb, which is a lot of people's favorite Miley Cyrus tune. Mine is See You Again. I'm a little old school, but if you know the lyrics to The Climb, and you know that the blank is filled with mountain.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move.
Now for the next category in our game, it's The Other Characters. This is about characters who aren't quite the main ones in their film. I'll give you a list of 3 different names. You'll have to piece it together to figure out what movie these characters are from. Here we go. Gil, Squirt, and Bruce. Where can you meet these 3 guys? Well, one is a fish in a fish tank, another is a turtle, and finally we have a shark. Correct answer is Finding Nemo.
Hello.
Well, hi!
Name's Bruce.
And now we're on to my favorite part of the week, the theme park category. In this episode, it is titled One Park Agendas. I will read you a description of someone's day at just one Disney theme park. You'll have to tell me what theme park that is. Let's begin. I started my day with a ride on Ratatouille, headed over to Frozen Ever After, and finish off the day with Journey into Imagination with Figment. Well, you can eliminate 10 of the 12 Disney theme parks sprinkled throughout the world because only 2 of them feature a Ratatouille attraction. One of them is the soon-to-be renamed Walt Disney Studios, but that does not include Frozen Ever After or Journey into Imagination with Figment, meaning the correct answer here is Epcot. And now we round up the cupcake round with Slaps. I will be asking you questions about scenes in which some of your favorite Disney characters get a good old smack across the face. Here's your first one. Cruella slaps these two men after growing impatient in 101 Dalmatians. I did say some of your favorite Disney characters. I don't know if there's anyone out there who have Horace and Jasper as their favorite Disney characters, but that is your correct answer.
Now listen, you idiot.
If you told me a week ago that I'd be excited that we're moving back over to the Raya category, I would have said, yeah, right. But hey, that's what rewatching these movies does. Here comes Raya and the Last Dragon for 4. Sisu steals a bunch of items from people in Talon and tells them that she's paying for everything via this method. Who knew that you didn't have to bring cash when you're shopping in Talon or Kamandra as a whole? You could just tell vendors that I'm putting it on credit.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'll be using credit. Yes. I love credit.
Hey, you! Are you going to pay for any of that?
Oh, right. No, this is on credit.
Let's move on to Hannah for the second time. In the show's pilot episode, after Lily sneaks into Hannah's dressing room, Miley Stewart shoves this in her own face to conceal her identity. It works for just a mere minute or so, but the correct answer is pie. It's time for your second clue from the other characters. Laverne, Hugo, and Jolly. If you want to catch a glimpse of these three characters, you'll have to head over to Paris, but not for Ratatouille, for Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Quasi, what's wrong? You want to tell old Laverne all about it?
Here's a 400-point clue for One Park Agenda. I went on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Space Mountain, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and watched a Bluey stage show. Once again, you have to be able to do all of these things within one Disney park, not a Disney resort, but one specific park. In this case, you can do all those things at Disneyland. Here comes Slaps for 400. Name the character who's getting slapped right after saying, "My eyes can see straight through your armor." He's got a way with words, this one. The correct answer is Mushu.
My eyes can see straight through your armor. Ow!
400-point round is complete. We're approaching the halfway point of the game, which means it's time for the sixes. We begin with Raya. Boone sells this type of seafood aboard his boat. The answer is shrimp.
Welcome to the world-famous Shrimporium. My name is Boone. I'll be your server today. Would you like to hear our daily specials?
Yes, please.
We got shrimp, we got congee. We got a shrimp congee that won't quit.
Here comes Hannah Montana for 600. The name of Hannah's horse in the Hannah Montana movie. It was actually played by her horse in real life. The correct answer is Blue Jeans.
Blue Jays! Blue Jays!
And here is your halfway point of the game. It's a clue from the other characters. Bomb, Rick, and Tony. I don't know if there's another character named Bomb in a Disney or Pixar film, but in this case, I'm talking about the one and only Bomb Voyage, who is from, of course, The Incredibles. It's time for the 600-point clue in One Park Agenda. After getting off the Little Mermaid attraction, I watched PhilharMagic and then rode Toy Story Mania. Well, you can certainly ride a Little Mermaid attraction in Magic Kingdom. You can also take in PhilharMagic in the Magic Kingdom. But can you ride Toy Story Mania there? No, you cannot. It's located at Hollywood Studios in Florida, which means the only place you could do all three of these in one park is Disney's California Adventure. There you go, Disneyland fans. Now you're always saying I do too much Disney World stuff. I've given you 2 Disneyland clues in the first 3. All right, here's your final clue from the 600-point round. It belongs to Slaps. Ah, yes, this is the 600-point round, but that does not mean this clue has to be worth 600 points. That's because it is your daily double clue, 4,300 in this show's history. So make your wagers based on your knowledge on Slaps. All right, let's see if your wager paid off or not. Here comes your clue. General Leia slaps this resistance fighter in The Last Jedi after he disobeyed orders. It always pains me to include a Last Jedi clue in Disney Jeopardy because I hate this film so much. But alas, I had to do it here. The correct answer is Poe.
You're demoted.
600-point round is complete. We're moving on to the 800-point round. Only 11 clues to go. Here's Raya for the 4th time. The type of jerky that Raya offers Sisu several times throughout the film. Sisu's a bit unconventional when it comes to a dragon, but she is polite because the first time she tries Raya's jackfruit jerky, she tries to act like it's not that bad, even though she hates it.
I mean, what is this delightful culinary treat?
It's jackfruit jerky. I tried it myself.
Well, compliments to the chef.
We're almost winding down the Hannah Montana category. That's a shame. Here's your 800-pointer. In the show's finale, Miley must choose between going to college with Lily or starring in a Steven Spielberg movie filmed in this city. Talk about the role of a lifetime. Not only was Miley offered a part in a Steven Spielberg movie, but she was going to co-star with Tom Cruise in the city of Paris. Here's your 800-point clue for the other characters. Dirty Dawson, Colonel, and Nanny. All 3 of these characters can be spotted in 101 Dalmatians. Here comes one park agenda for 800. Today's agenda: Ride Tron, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Slinky Dog Spin. Well, just like the first clue that I read to you from this category, you can immediately eliminate 10 of the 12 Disney theme parks found throughout the world. That's because only 2 of them feature a Tron attraction, that being Tron roller coaster. In this case, if you want to ride Pirates of the Caribbean and Slinky Dog Spin afterwards, you'll have to go to the home of the original Tron, Shanghai Disney. Final clue before the 1000s belongs to Slaps. In Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, these are the names of the 2 women who slap Jack Sparrow back to back in Tortuga. Hold on a second. There should be a captain in there somewhere. There we go. I'll tell you what, if every place in the world were like Tortuga, then no man would ever feel unwanted. Correct answer here is Scarlett and Giselle.
If every town in the world were like this one, no man would ever feel unwanted. Scarlett! Not sure I deserve that. Giselle.
Who was she?
What? I may have deserved that.
20 clues are down and 6 remain, including Final Jeopardy, but hold the phone. Before we get to Final Jeopardy, we've got 5 more clues to get through, which means it is time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it! And as I've said in the past, this 1,000-point round is presented by this shirt. That's right, I love Small World. If you love Small World, go scoop it up from the Bunny Eclipse shop on DisneyJeopardy.com. Here's your final clue from Raya. When Sisu is brought back by Raya, she believes it to be this day of the week. Well, you had a 1 in 7 chance of getting this right. Did you take advantage of that? Correct answer is Tuesday.
I was so focused on saving the world, I forgot to have breakfast today.
Today? When exactly do you think today is?
Tuesday.
Got the club going up on a Tuesday.
Here's your final clue from Hannah Montana. When Miley winds up in jail, this is how she convinces the police officer's daughter she's actually Hannah Montana. For extra credit, why was Miley arrested? Does anybody remember? Well, she was pulled over by Officer... Yep, I'll let you figure that out. And then only had an ID that said Hannah Montana. So then Officer D, we'll call him Officer D, brings Miley to jail and then brings his daughter to jail to figure out if it's actually Hannah Montana or not. Miley is forced to sing to prove herself.
Yeah, when you're famous, it can be kind of fun. It's really you, but no one ever discovers. OMG, it really is you! All right.
3 clues left on the board. The first comes from the other characters. Doxy, Peg, and Boris. Doxy, Peg, and Boris are a trio of dogs from Lady and the Tramp.
Hey, Doxy, how we coming?
Just one more course.
All right, you guys, lay off, will you?
What's the matter, Peg?
Quote, miserable being must find more miserable being. Then is happy, unquote.
Boris is a philosopher.
Here's your final clue from the theme park category of One Park Agenda. After riding Tower of Terror, I went on Indiana Jones Adventure and then took a flight on Soaring. Here in the United States, we try to play it cool and call our hang glider ride Soarin'. If you go overseas, you'll find a couple of Soaring attractions, one of which is found in Tokyo Disney Sea, which is your correct answer here. It's home to a Tower of Terror attraction and an Indiana Jones Adventure ride. Greatest Disney park in the world right there. All right, here comes your final clue on the board from Slaps. Dexter and Larry the Monkey keep exchanging slaps across the face before Teddy breaks it up in this Disney live-action film. Who is Teddy? Well, that will be the one and only Teddy Roosevelt, who breaks up a slap fight between Larry the Monkey and a night guard played by Ben Stiller. The correct answer is Night at the Museum.
Good Lord, Lawrence, why are you slapping a monkey?
25 clues are down and 1 remains. Just so happens to be the one clue of the game that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. It is Final Jeopardy time, which means I need to bring the wheel out. That's right, it's time for the Final Jeopardy wheel spin to determine the last category of the day. It's another recent movie. Elemental is your Final Jeopardy category. Hopefully, you've seen the film from PIXAR. If not, you've got no shot. So pause this video and go watch the movie for the next hour and a half. Okay, now that you've done that, make your wagers based on how knowledgeable you are about the film. All right, will this be another case of Raya and the Last Dragon? And when I say that, I mean, is this a movie that I currently think I don't like until I rewatch it and determine I actually do? I'll let you know next week if you join me for episode 160. Please do. As for now, here's your Final Jeopardy clue. Ember and Wade's last names. Good luck. And time is up. At one point in the film, Ember heads over to Wade's family's apartment, aka the Ripple household, because that is his last name, Wade Ripple. What about Ember, though? Her last name is Lumen.
Thank you, Mrs. Ripple. This was really great.
Yeah, so, Gail. My name is Ember Lumen. My family runs a fire shop. Wade wrote us a bunch of tickets yesterday.
What kind of call was that?
And that does it for episode 159 of Disney Jeopardy. Thanks so very much for watching. Bunny Eclipse. Hey, Bunny. Bunny, 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 Bunny. Thanks you for watching as well. She is a huge fan of all of you human viewers, but she's even a bigger fan of the Disney Jeopardy pets. Yes, you are, Bun, but before we get to this, I led you on. It's time for the Club DJ poll. Shout out to all the Club DJ members who make this show possible. Lock in your votes now to help determine one of the 5 categories in next week's episode 160. The decision is in your hands. And now, Bunny, now I know you're so excited. It's time for Disney Jeopardy pets. Look at these guys. Oh my gosh, it's Bunny's long-lost sibling right there. I love the dapper outfit. All of these sidekicks are the absolute best. I've said it before. I'm sure all you Disney Jeopardy viewers are good looking, but you're not as good looking as these guys. Oh look, Bunny, it's Max, named after Max Goof. Kind of looks like you a little bit. And I had to save this one for last, my first turtle viewer. What's up, April? Hey, Bunny, who would have thought you have a turtle fan? Do you know that? You even know what a turtle is? I don't think you know. But anyway, he definitely knows what a bone is. Not that time yet. First, it's time to remind you that if you like what you saw, do me a favor, subscribe, click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. This is my new executive producer, Bunny Eclipse. We bid you adieu while I go give her a snack or a treat or a bone, whatever it is. You want to just go for a walk? I got to reward you for such a great job you did. Till next time. Say bye, Bun.
Bye-bye.